You see, don't worry. Hi, it's been a while, and I know that. And I know it's not my fault. It's not my fault, really, like that.
야, 나 지금 뭐하냐?
It's just my phone and some issues that it has been giving me. So, but we still move. Today, I would be talking on can you get fluent? How long it takes to get fluent in any language you engage on or decide to just start learning. Anyway, you can see the title. I don't need to stress myself to start explaining. So let's get into the video. Hi guys, as you all know, my name is Lema. I am a polyglot and I speak 5 languages and it has been a hell of a journey, and I use this my channel to talk about languages, stress, the struggles, everything dumped here for you guys to look at and experience it. And if you are experiencing the same thing, we're in the same boat. So let's get into it, and don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload any new videos for you guys. So this is a question that has popped in my head, and also in the head of others and other polyglots who are just starting like me. Fluency in a language depends on what you do and how you take a view into the language learning world or the language learning platform. It's not just something you just say, well, I can get fluent in 2 months. My dear, it's not. Because me as a language learner, during my years of learning German, I started off with A1 and A2. As at A2, I couldn't speak fluently, like conversational fluency. I couldn't speak fluently. I was afraid to speak out to prevent myself from making mistakes and all. But I was like, wouldn't they laugh at me? One of my parents, like, literally my heart beats when I'm being called or put in a situation whereby I will speak this language and I'm in an A2 level. And according to the CEFR of European languages, A2 level is the upper beginner level of learning any language, any European language or any language. I don't know about Asian languages, but I know more of European languages, though that's how it is. So you can imagine being an upper beginner and being taught sentence structure, how to form sentences, how to use conjunctions and that, and you cannot like being able to like put that output. It's depressing. So I would say fluent when I started to become fluent was when my middle how would I put it? My middle side of getting to the B1 level, that is the intermediate level of the European language. I started watching Easy German. I would wake up in the morning. I already downloaded it, because you don't just watch one video if you are learning language. You don't just watch that video once and skip to another one. It's not, you won't learn anything. You're not learning anything like that. You're not a native of that language, so why would you watch it once? So I watched it multiple times. I got to know how their accent is, how they use word, how to think in German, not thinking in English and trying to form sentences with English sentence structure in German. It doesn't work that way. So fluency takes determination when you know that this is a process, not a race. Fluency is not a race, it's a process. You take that process step by step to achieve what you want to achieve. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, 1 year and a half, 1 year, 6 months. It depends. Fluency depends on you, not the time frame they set in a specific language where they say they are supposed to learn this language in 2 to 3 years, and this is the gap they give to you, and you are expecting to reach that 2 to 3 years. And once you pass that 2 to 3 years and you cannot still understand what you are learning, you become frustrated. You start to think and look at others that are better than you and all those stuff. It doesn't matter. Fluency depends on you. Another question that's been in my mind: the expectation versus reality of language learning. Once you just start learning a language, you start listening to the alphabets, learning how they are being pronounced, words, vocabulary. It sounds fun. You feel like I've gotten used to this. I am going to like get through this. I'm going to be within 3 months. I'll be able to scale up this language stuff, especially if it's all these European languages. I'll be able to like scale this off. But once you get into the grammar part of the language, you begin to wonder, shina this language where I won't start before. Waiting they happen. You'll be set back because of that reality just hit you at the chest. Don't expect anything in a language. Don't expect anything. Just face that reality that grammar will always be there, sentence structures, strange things. Even as you are an English native speaker, I don't know who is watching this video. Even if you are an English native speaker and you are speaking a language, just think in your mind, what of if people that are trying to learn this my language, how are they finding this language? How are they finding it? How are they finding the reality of this language? Don't just say English is easy because you have been speaking it right from baby, KG class, primary school. No, you think of this is the language I'm trying to learn. It can have strange things there. Yes, most of the languages I learn have strange things there. It's just for you to adapt to it, find your motivation and pick yourself up and embrace that reality, not to expect something and get blown in the face. That's the expectations and reality of language learning. You face that reality, look at it. This is how this language is. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how I would corner and do this thing. This is how I would make myself understand this particular grammar. This is how I make myself understand this particular word, this particular phrase. You understand? That is just how it is. Don't mind the noise in the background, please. And I hope you guys are hearing me. So that is just basically it. It's just how things are. That's all I have to say. So if you want to make yourself love your language and become fluent, you have to put in a great amount of work. Not as if you burn yourself out. You can use the Pomodoro technique. 30 minutes, then 40 minutes break. 30 minutes, then 10 minutes break. Then you continue, review, have days where you do fun things, and make sure you do both inputs and outputs of that language. Like input is like listening and reading. Yes, reading, listening. Then output is like writing and speaking. Yes. You want to improve that, you start with YouTube channels like that are made for beginners. If you're a beginner, if you have passed your beginner level and you are still like feeling like a beginner when you are an intermediate, you just continue listening to things in intermediate level and write down things jot down. If you are listening to a song, you write down the song, find the meaning on lyricstranslate.com. If you are listening to a podcast, you look for the transcripts. First of all listen to the podcast, then use the transcript to look at it and listen again. Then it helps you build that listening efficiency. Speaking with natives, like even though you don't have money for Tandem like me and all those apps, you use WhatsApp. You look for people on Instagram, friends on Instagram, people that are learning the same language like you. Before you know it, you get conversational fluency. Even if you are not very fluent like a native speaker, you don't just look at the time. Don't look at the time. My mate is here. She's already fluent more than me. You don't look at that. You look at yourself and continue pushing yourself till you reach that fluency that you want to reach. Fluency does not have any time, any limit, any specific time. Fluency is you. It depends on you. So thank you guys for listening to what I have to say. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share to your friends to get notified and to see my channel. Thank you so much. Bye. See you in the next one.